Technological disaster management. British Petroleum, Deepwater Horizon. Technological failure of epic proportion. To overweening greed, technological naivete, inattention to the task and detail. Inadequate technology was pressed into service without normal safeguards. The engineering, management, and methods employed were not sound, and in many instances malfeasant. Later efforts provided little more than cosmetic relief. While later criminal charges were brought against some responsible, overall the damage, criminality, in a planetary sense, and a long-term solution have not been addressed. Because of the inadequate and inappropriate response and original cause, Tan Salmon Andromeda has to think of this as a failure. Fukushima is perhaps the nastiest technological disaster of modern times, especially since there never was a need for such a breakdown of technological function. The design of terrestrial nuclear fission reactors is fundamentally flawed. It contains a sort of disaster insurance in that, given the proper conditions, a disaster is unavoidable. The conditions for such a disaster can be as simple as the reactor site losing external power. Fukushima began its inexorable march towards total failure when the tsunami took external power offline and prevented local generators from starting. Without the required energy to operate the basic equipment, the system began a catastrophic failure path that resulted in meltdown and the destruction, contamination of the local area. The end result was an unprecedented technological failure with consequences lasting thousands of years. Because of the magnitude of this failure, the total lack of innovation, the inability of the international community to step up and address the issue, the apparent mismanagement of an issue of this magnitude can only garner an off-world opinion of total and complete failure. Rogue States. Recent events in Syria serve to illustrate the inhumanity learned from the failed colonies and your extraterrestrial overlords. Acts of inhumanity cannot be tolerated. Terrestrial humans must, in a single voice, as a unified society, oppose such acts with enough energy to bring about justice. The events in Syria must be investigated and all details discovered. Actions must be taken to prevent future occurrences. Tan Salmon Andromeda does praise the United States of America and Russia for their leadership role in efforts to bring about a peaceful resolution to this difficult issue. Tan Salmon Andromeda would like to point out that the use of any weapon of mass destruction against one's own is, by your definition, a crime against humanity. So far, we have no opinion and are watching. Italize Odoma.